And just like that, the Ashes are over for the summer with the Aussies taking a convincing 4-1 victory over the Poms. And now, with it all being done, not being able to talk much about it, we're going to have some fun diving into the whole series. And first off, I'm going to start off with something that I mentioned in the last episode, and I'm actually really excited. I had some real good fun putting this one together. I've actually put together the best 11 from the 2025-26 Ashes. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Up the Guts channel. But for you audio listeners, because it's such a special one, I'm going to have it available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for all your audio listeners too. So hello everyone who are listening via audio, but of course this will be a better viewing if you watch it on YouTube. So I do advise you go watch this on YouTube, but if you're listening to this while driving in the car, I have this here set for you as well. So as I mentioned, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put together an 11 team, a team based on the 2025-26 Ashes, as I pull up the notes, 2025-26 Ashes, if we're taking a best team, like an all-Australian type of thing in AFL, but we're going to put together an best XI for this year's Ashes. So let's kick off starting with, and we're going to do it in order, batting order, so let's kick off starting with the openers. My first opener comes without any question, any doubt. Everyone is waiting for this guy to be mentioned. Didn't start as an opener at the start of the series, but put his hand up to do it, and didn't he dominate? And that is Travis Head. You could not have a best 11 side with Travis without Travis Head being in this, and not in his normal 5 spot that he came into the series batting, but as an opener. And from here on in, Travis Head is an opener. What a series he had. 10 innings, 629 runs, going at an average of 62.9, 3 of them being 100s and a high score of 170. Gave absolute terror to the English bowlers, showed them pretty much what their own baseball is like, and put them on the defensive foot as he went to attack. Anything that allowed him width, he put away. One thing I noticed they said in the commentary box, and I couldn't agree more, what's the best thing about Travis Head is when a bad ball is balled, or a slightly not a ball where they would want it in their line and length, he puts every one of them away and he cashes in 95% of the time. So you couldn't have a best 11 of the Ashes without arguably one of the better players in it, Travis Head, in that opening position. Now, his opening partner, this one was difficult because none of the openers really fired, but I've actually gone with Zach Crawley. Now, Zach Crawley, while he struggled, I thought he showed some glimpses in parts. 10 innings, 273 runs at 27.53. Had the 250s and a higher score of 85. That 85 was a really good 85. I thought he batted really well. After a couple of tests, found the middle ground of when to go and when to play that conservative test style. I don't know what the future holds for Zach Crawley, but the other openers didn't really perform, so I thought out of them, Zach Crawley was the second best opener of the Ashes series. Now, batting at my number 3, wasn't even considered till the 4th and the 5th test, and that is young Jacob Bethel. Isn't he one for the future for England? He only played the 4 innings, as I mentioned, 205 runs at an average of 51.25, but the talk of it was, we'll start off with, starting off obviously with his, was it 38, 40-ish, 40-odd at the MCG in the second innings, but that 154 was all class from him at the SCG. By all means, on a road, I understand that, but as I just adjust my setting here, that was just all like class. He showed a lot of the people back in the dressing room for England how to play Test cricket. Every aspect of his innings was pure Test cricket. He put away the bad balls. He waited. He was patient. He didn't panic at any time. And even his celebration was showing of someone who's real professional and loves his cricket. He didn't jump up and down to celebrate. He just stood there and admired it. And what we heard prior to that was he'd been talking to, when he came and played Sydney grade cricket here a couple of years ago, he got back in touch with that batting coach that he had there and was asking particularly how to play someone like a Scott Boland. And he, which is such someone who not only is there to play cricket like some of them some of the English players were, where they just go in and go heaven and hell, throw their bat around, but he thinks about the way he does it, and he's willing to learn as a Test batsman. He said in an interview that after after each test match, he pitched himself on that wicket and then pitched it how he would have played it, going by the outcome that happened in the England team. So what a story it was for Jacob Bethel. I thought his first 100 and an absolutely clinical 100. I'm keen and interested to see what the further of Jacob Bethel's career is in the English test team, because he is definitely one that they can build around for 10 to 15 years plus going forward. Now, my number 4 and number 5 spot, you can have it either way, but I couldn't really split it, but I've just gone with the player that had the more runs out of the two in the 4th spot. So I've gone with Joe Root. Joe Root, 10 innings, 400 runs at an average of 44.44, 200s and a high score of 160. Just what a career, what a batsman is Joe Root. He got over that hump of not ever having 100 in Australia. He got over that, which was a great achievement. I had said it would be an X on his career in the greats of the game, the great batsmen of the game, if he wasn't able to get that 100 in Australia. And what's he done is gone out and get 2. He was one of the ones too who showed how to play test cricket. He knew when he had to up the ante, but he also knew when he had to be a bit more conservative. So Joe Root is my number 4. Now, my number 5 spot and the captain of this team is none other than Stephen Smith. Struggled at times, but then got that well-deserved 100 in the last test at the SCG. 8 innings as he played, obviously went down being crook, so missed that second or third test. Piled in 286 runs, so not a massive series for him, but he also had a lot of not outs when the Aussies were chasing the runs to win the game, and he was there at the end, not out. So while he only got 286 runs through his 8 innings, did have an average of 57.2, showing that he played pivotal roles in run chases. He got 100 and 150 with a high score of 138. I was waiting, and I saw most Australians were sitting there going, are we going to see 100 Australian summer without a Steve Smith 100? And the answer is, it's never going to happen with the quality of player Steve Smith is. So he is without a doubt in my number 5 spot. And with Pat Cummins only playing the 1 test and winning the series, he is my captain of this team. Now, my number 6 spot is my all-rounder as well, and it's none other than the English captain, Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes battled hard all test series, tried his hardest, was particularly influential with the ball. Didn't have quite the series with the bat they would have liked. 10 innings, 184 runs at 18.4 average. Got 250s as a high score of 83. Would have loved to get 100 there. But with the ball, I thought he was really impressive. Probably under-bowled himself, which was the talk around the media for a long. We've heard that all the way through the series. But 15 wickets at 25.13 with best of 5 for 23. We can't knock and say that Ben Stokes didn't try his hardest. We know how much of a competitor he is and how much he battled. So Ben Stokes, for me, gets a spot in this team at number 6. Now, my number 7 spot and my keeper for this series is none other. Who else was it going to be? It's Alex Carey. Not only was he influential with the gloves and really brave, keeping up to the stumps to the like of Nesta and Boland at times, taking 27 catches and a stumping, but was so good, and he has been for at least 18 months with the bat for Australia. 10 innings, so much so that they promoted him to the number 6 spot. But I'm going to be batting him at 7 for this one. 10 innings, 323 runs at an average of 46.14. Got that 106, which was such an emotional 100 at the Adelaide Oval. Then 250s as well. So there was no doubt that Alex Carey was the keeper. Jamie Smith doesn't even stand close to him in this series, or as a player as a whole. Alex Carey is the number 1 keeper in the world, and he keeps proving it, the keeper batsman, because now we always knew he was a great batsman, but the performances he's put in the last 18 months has been absurd. So Alex Carey is my keeper and number 7 spot in this team. Now, the first of my bowlers was a person who wasn't even in the mix, really, until, I believe it was the MCG Boxing Day test, and that is Michael Nesta. I thought Michael Nesta was absolutely superb, only playing the 6 innings, but getting 15 wickets at an average of under 20, 19.93, and got the best figures of 5 for 42. Stood up with the bat on Boxing Day 2 when no one was looking to make much runs. He came in the 3rd test, sorry. So no one was looking to make much runs. He got, I think it was 38, I believe. He got top scoring for the Aussies. But it's just to show, I've said it in the last episode, what a career he possibly could have if he wasn't behind the quality bowlers that he is behind. But it just comes to show you don't have to be an electric pace to be successful at international level. All you have to do is put it on a dime, consistently move the ball, and that's exactly what Michael Nesta does. And exactly what a player who you might see later in this side does as well. But Michael Nessa in that number 8 spot for the Ashes 11. Now we're batting all the way to number 9, and number 9 is none other than the player of the series, Mitchell Starc. 31 wickets at an average of 19.94. He had an absolutely absurd series at the age of 35. 35, I know I always get this wrong, or is he 36? Let me just quickly get that one up. No, 35. Yeah, so he's actually 36 in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, so 35, but 31 wickets, absolute absurd, best of 758. But what was also so impressive, he was influential with the bat as well. 156 runs at 26, 250s, and a high score of 77. I really thought he was going to cash in and make a century, which would be his first at Test level for Australia. But there is no words to describe how well Mitchell Starc bowled in this series. Played all 5 tests and continued to come in and bowl at speeds of above 140. Even when it came down to the last test, we're still bowling in those hot mid 140s, getting to high 140s at points. Mitchell Starc, how long can he keep on going like this? 35, as I said, 36 in a couple of weeks. He doesn't look like he's slowing down. He's just played a whole Ashes series without taking a break, taking the player of the series with 31 wickets. His athletic ability is absolutely insane, and it comes in the family. Well, comes in the family too. Obviously, I was going to say Alyssa Healy, but Brandon Starc, his brother, Australian high jumper, and then Alyssa Healy also doing the commentary, which I did love Alyssa Healy's commentary work too, and the work she does on Willow Talk podcast. If you don't listen to that, make sure you go and listen. It's great. Alyssa Healy, Adam Peacock, and Brad Haddon. But imagine that at home. They say they don't talk cricket much, but come on now. I'm sure they talk cricket. But Mitchell Starc in my number 9 spot for this side. Now in my number 10 spot, another player who wasn't in the side till halfway through the series, but was England's best performed bowler by a country mile, and that is Josh Tongue. Why in the hell was Josh Tongue not in the side to start with? 6 innings, 18 wickets at 20.11, best figures of 5 for 45. He really put the other bowlers to shame, showing them how to bowl in Australian conditions. Yes, you can be quick. He is quick, but he consistently hit a line and length as well and move the ball. Bryden Cast, although Bryden Cast had the second most wickets of the series, could learn a thing or two from Josh Tongue, because while he had the second most wickets in the series, he bowled a lot of garbage and was very expensive. While Josh Tongue was consistent from his 6 innings, he would have taken more wickets than Bryden Cast if he had played more. Who knows? He might have even challenged Mitchell Starc, 18 wickets from 6 innings. But Josh Tongue, without a doubt, gets a spot in that number 10 spot. Who's the lucky last one? You'll find out in a second. Now, in my number 11 spot, a cult figure of Australia is none other than Scotty Bowen. 10 innings, 20 wickets at an average of 24.95. Best figures of 4 for 33. Again, Scotty Bowen consistently performs while there were some periods where he wasn't getting wickets. What he was doing was tying down an end with his consistent nagging line and length. They had Bo Webster on the Great Cricketer podcast just yesterday, I believe the episode dropped, and he was saying when they were having a beer with the England players, they were discussing how hard Scott Bowen was to face and to put away, just purely because the line and length he consistently hits. And it shows if you hit that line and length consistently, the rewards are going to eventually come, because there was periods where he was none for, then he would just get 2 or 3 like that. That's because the pressure he was building up. And he's another one who's not getting any younger, at 35 as well. 35, or is he 34? I just want to double check that one. I won't even cut this part out because Scotty Bowen, he is 36. He turns 37 in April. So how long can he keep going? If he's putting in performances like that, give him another year or 2, and he's going to be there in the next Ashes as well. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my best 11 of the 2025-26 Ashes. Let's go over it again. Opening the batting, we're going to have Travis Head and Zach Crawley. At the number 3 spot, Jacob Bethel. And then we got Joe Root, followed by Steve Smith. Ben Stokes is my all-rounder. Alex Carey as the number 7 and keeper. Michael Nessa, Mitchell Starc, Josh Tongue, and Scotty Bowen. While it might not have been up to standard, some of the cricket that was played during these Ashes, it was the most talked about Ashes, and it's sad that it is over. But we still got the player ratings to do for each team's series. So those videos will be coming out as well. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on the video. Hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. If you listen to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment. Hit that follow button, turn on the notification bell so you're notified whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate who loves their cricket just as much as I do. And please, guys, remember to hit that 5-star, give this show a 5-star rating, as it does help push the show out there to newer listeners. Cricket's almost over, a little bit to go, and then we dive into the AFL season. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys then.